Hey, welcome to episode 2 of Back from the Abyss, an entrepreneur's journey. Hey, so this experiment continues. I'm going to be documenting my comeback from rock bottom. And if you ever wanted to know where to go from rock bottom or what do you do to start your way back from a low point, here's my recommendation on the first step. The first step is you have to take care of yourself. So, one of the things that happens when you're at a low point is you're beating yourself up, you're going back, ruminating on things you could have done better, things you should have done better. A lot of negative talk happens when you're going through that process. And in my case, I found that I was neglecting my health, my fitness, etc. So part of it is I've been working on a rideshare project, so I've been driving a lot. I've been doing a lot of hours in the car, and that's not good for your health. You're just sitting down driving for 8 to 10 hours. It's not good. And I would take a break, midpoint, but it still wasn't enough. And then I stopped going to the gym. I stopped having energy for the gym. I started eating crappy food, junk food, sweets, stuff like that. And that depletes your energy even more. So I became very, very depleted. I'm now at a point where my health is not good. I've gained weight. I'm probably 20, 30 pounds overweight. And the other day I went to the doctor because I've got an issue with my foot, and which is going to be fine. But my blood pressure was sky high. I think I technically have stage 2 hypertension, so this is not good. I feel a little bit like Dana White before Dana White went through his health revamp. But, you don't need me to tell you that health and fitness is important, but it's super important when you're an entrepreneur, when you're coming back from rock bottom, because when your life force is depleted, you really just don't have the energy to change your reality. And so the first step is to get healthy. Okay. So what I've been doing over the past week is I really dialed in my nutrition. I know what nutrition plan works for me. And I just decided I'm not going to cheat anymore. I'm just going to stick to the plan. And that's been going extremely well. I've done, I think, 7 days in a row now where my nutrition's been perfect. It's been dialed in. That's number one. Number two, I started exercising every day. Every day I try to do something. Like today, I did plyometrics for 20 minutes, just here in the house. And that was a very efficient way to kind of get my heart rate up. Tomorrow, I'm going to do some strength training at the gym. And so I'm getting into this routine where I wake up, and even though I don't really feel like it most days, first thing I do is exercise. And I think over time that will develop a habit, and it'll just be on default, right? Where every morning I wake up, I go exercise. And so I'm already feeling way better. I've gotten rid of about 5 pounds of water weight already. And so I'm getting on track. And what's been interesting is my perspective has been changing. I started doing things again that I love to do. I used to love watching movies, and I hadn't really watched a movie in a while. So last night I watched the movie. I'm getting ready for the new release of Avatar, Ash and Fire. So I went and rewatched Avatar 1, Avatar 2, just to kind of refresh and get caught up for that. And Avatar movies, I like them. They're not my favorite movies of all time, but I'm a big Jim Cameron fan, and I like the movies, and I found it very enjoyable. It's like, man, I haven't really had a movie night at home in a long time, so it was cool to do that. I also, felt like going out. I went out to a bar on, was it Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and I don't drink anymore. I stopped drinking 3 years ago. But I just had a curiosity. I was like, well, maybe I'll have a drink, and so I ordered a Moscow Mule, and it was terrible. I couldn't drink it because I haven't had alcohol for so long. And I didn't quit, by the way, because I had a problem or anything. I just decided I'm done with alcohol. It's not really serving me anymore. But I couldn't drink it. It was so horrid. And I started looking around, and the people were having a good time. They were dancing, and I saw, guys and girls hanging out. It was kind of a cool bar called Williams and Company down on Peace Street in Raleigh. And I was looking at the girls there. There were like a couple cute girls. There was nobody that was like really jumped out at me. And then I realized like this is not where I need to be. you know, this is not where I'm going to find friends or girls. I mean, I don't even drink anymore. So I need to go places where people are not drinking, like more people that are into spirituality, manifestation, self improvement, like stuff like that. But it was cool to kind of go back and try that on for size because there was a time where I was going to the bars all the time, like particularly right after my marriage ended in 2016. I was out every night, a little bit because I was like felt like I was free. I'd been let go from prison, but also just wanted to have fun. And I'm just not that person anymore. So I believe that's why my higher mind sent me to the bar because I wanted to see that difference of how far I had gone or how much I had shifted. And so that's cool. And so I had a good time, but I'm not going to be doing that very often, probably ever, or at least in the foreseeable future. But I also started getting more ideas about the business, more energy. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling more energized. I'm feeling like I can now take on some challenges. Whereas a week ago, I just felt like worthless. I just couldn't do anything. I had no energy for anything. So I'm only 7 days in, but so far so good. And I just wanted to, make that point, make sure you guys understand that if you're going to come back from rock bottom, if you're going to come back from the abyss or change your reality from what you have right now to what you want it to be, the number one thing you can do is get healthy. Get healthy. And it all this kind of flows from that. So get your nutrition locked down, however you want to do it. I've been doing a carnivore diet, kind of carnivore keto diet that's really working for me. Other people have other ways of doing it. You can do vegan, you can do whatever you want. Just eliminate a lot of the junk that is all around us. And then get some form of exercise, So I don't want to be too preachy on this stuff. There's millions of people who tell you how to get in shape. That's not really the point of this show. But the point I'm making is this is super, super important. You really can't change your reality unless you have life force. If you have a strong life force, then you can do it. If you have no life force, you're basically just going to stick where you are in the current reality. So hope that helps. And eat right, get in shape, and get ready for the next challenge. All right, see you next time.